Former Chief of Defense Staff Irabor pulls out of military in colorful ceremony as Defense Headquarters gives senior military officers till Monday to resign. A mayor of Kano pays Salah homage to Governor Abba Kabir in Government House. 3 dead, 1 injured as car rams into truck in Ogun State. On the foreign scene, flooding in South Africa kills 7 as rescue operation for missing people continue. Hello and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I am Ayuba Ila. Thanks for joining. The immediate past Chief of Defense Staff General Lucky Irabor says that providing security for a diverse country like Nigeria is not an easy task, but not impossible to achieve. He had said this in his valedictory speech during the pulling out ceremony organized for him at the Mogadishu cantonment in Abuja on Friday. According to Irabor, the debts the country owes to men and women who serve in the armed forces cannot be paid fully. He expressed satisfaction with his service in the military, saying that he is leaving the armed forces today bigger and stronger than he met it.
Should be proud of its military, to whom too many security concerns seem to now be consigned. I therefore state with a sense of responsibility that as a nation, we should avoid the deliberate or inadvertent inclination to denigrate the contributions of the armed forces to national security, unity, and stability. To do so would be to effectively undermine the Nigerian state. As I transition into the next phase of my life, I carry with me a deep sense of pride and gratitude for the opportunity to have served our great nation. Our military stands as a beacon of hope, strength, and resilience in an increasingly complex world, and I'm honored to have played a part in that noble endeavor.
Meanwhile, the Defense Headquarters has directed all senior officers with seniority on commission above Nigerian Defense Academy Regular Course 39 to proceed on voluntary retirement. This development comes on the heels of the appointment of the new service chiefs by President Bola Tinubu. The notice of resignation was made known in a statement from the Defense Headquarters signed on Monday by Major General Y. Yahaya. According to the military tradition, senior officers are unlikely to take orders from their juniors. Thus, the new appointments necessitate the compulsory retirement of about 100 top officers, including generals, brigadier generals, air vice marshals, and admirals in the Nigerian Army, Navy, and Air Force from the force. The affected senior officers who are expected to file in their voluntary retirement are officers above the NDA Regular Course 39. The new Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Christopher Musa, is a member of 38 regular courses, while the Chief of Army Staff, Major General Taurid Lagbaja, the Chief of Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, and the Chief of Air Staff and Air Vice Marshal Hassan Abubakar are members of the 39 regular course. The Police Service Commission has approved the appointment and deployment of 8 commissioners of police to state commands in the country. In a statement by its spokesman, Ikechukwu Ani, the commission also commended the Acting Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, for adhering to its latest policy on gender sensitivity in his recommendation. The commission, however, expects that the Inspector General of Police in his subsequent proposals will include more officers from the northeast and southeast geopolitical zones that have yet to record the benchmark of 15% as decided at its last plenary meeting. Arase advised that the acting IGP consider the disadvantaged geopolitical zones while forwarding subsequent proposals for the Commission's ratification. The Kwara State Governor, Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, has hosted the Emir of Ilorin, Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, to the annual Bareke, commending the royal institution for working with the government to sustain peace and harmony and promote development in the state. The governor called on citizens to support President Bola Tinubu, whose early policies he linked to a pregnancy course, which is sure to birth a more progressive Nigeria. Governor Abdulrazak said that he was excited that the colorful barricade brought together thousands of Kwarans and attracted positive reviews nationwide. It followed the last 2 days of colorful celebrations of Eid and the Durbar. Accompanied by many royal title holders and community leaders, the Emir commended the governor for standing for peace and harmony and his investment in human capital and infrastructural development of the state. Kwara, he added, was not one tribe, but a heterogeneous community with many ethnic groups. Kano State Governor Abba Kabir says he has no regrets over the ongoing demolition exercise his government is undertaking to reclaim government properties. While receiving the Emir of Kano at the State Government House to mark this year's Hawan Nasarawa Durbar, the governor further assured the Emir that his administration will continue to work for the interests of the Kano people. Trust TV's correspondent Idris Jibrin reports.
In Hawan Nasarawa Durbar, the Emir traditionally marched out his troops to the State Government House in order to pay Salah homage to the governor. According to Governor Abba Kabir, this year's Hawan Nasarawa is unique for the state government, the Emirates, and the entire people of Kano State because it's the first time to be observed by him as governor of the state.
It is the first day when the Emir visited his brother to pay homage as the governor of Kano State. Your Highness, let me seize this opportunity to once more inform you that since we assumed office, we have been working very hard, day and night, to ensure that we fulfill most of the promises we made to the good people of Kano State.
Informing the Emir about his achievement within the last 31 days, Governor Abba Kabir says the demolition of each central ground in Kofarmata is his greatest achievement of all, followed by the payment of 1.6 billion naira NECO fees, revival of feeding across boarding schools in Kano, among others.
We have never demolished individuals' houses or individuals' properties. What we are doing is to look at public places that are meant for the enjoyment of the good people of the state. Hospitals, graveyards, schools, and so on and so forth. So I just want to say that we in government have no regret for our action whatsoever, because we know we are doing it for the betterment of the good people of the state. My greatest happiness as far as the demolition is concerned is the retrieval of the idle ground situated at Kofarmata that has been there for years, that is meant for the Muslim Ummah.
While commending the state governor's excellent leadership qualities, the Emir assured that the Emirate will continue to cooperate and support all government policies and programs geared towards the development of Kano people, as he called on government to intensify efforts towards easing the suffering of the poor masses. Your Excellency, I wish to inform you that the Kano Emirate will support and cooperate with all your policies and programs for the development of our dear state. I therefore call on you to continue to do your best in easing the suffering of the masses, especially given that the increase in fuel price has posed some hardship to the people. Hundreds of Kano residents turned out to receive the Emir, his royal trends, and other traditional title holders who rode their horses to the State Government House. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
The Academic Staff Union of Universities has rejected the core curriculum minimum academic standards prepared by the National Universities Commission. The union said it was a threat to quality university education and an erosion of powers of the University Senate in the Nigerian universities. A statement signed by the national president of ASU, Professor Emmanuel Osodeke, on Friday explained that it was inexplicable that NUC packaged 70% CCMAS contents were being imposed on the Nigerian university system, adding that University Senate, who are statutorily responsible for academic program development, were left to work on only 30%. It stressed that there were growing concerns about the numerous shortcomings and gross inadequacies of the CCMAS documents. It stressed that many university administrators, though dissatisfied, were shying away from making public comments on the CCMAS. The statement revealed that, however, that some university senates did not hide their displeasure with the ongoing efforts to impose CCMAS on Nigerian universities by the NUC. 3 people have been confirmed dead, while 1 other person was injured in an accident on Friday along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The accident involved a Toyota Sienna vehicle and a DAF truck. Spokesperson of the Federal Road Safety Corps in Ogun State, Florence Okwe, while confirming the accident to journalists in Abeokuta, said that the accident occurred around the Total petrol station located on the highway. Okwe disclosed that 7 persons comprising 4 male adults, 2 female adults and 1 child were involved in the accident, which she blamed on overspeeding on the part of the Sienna driver. She explained that the Sienna driver rammed into the DAF truck coming out of the trailer park. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has warned herdsmen against harassing residents of communities, killing farmers and damaging crops in the state. Governor Fubara passed the warning to the leadership of the Muslim community, who he received at the Government House in Port Harcourt in the spirit of the Muslim festival of Eid al-Adha. The report.
Even though this visit has been paid in the spirit of Eid al-Kabir, it is also an opportunity to set boundaries for peaceful coexistence. The governor is concerned that while his administration is protecting the businesses of the Muslim community, some errant members of the fold are destroying the businesses and livelihoods of others. He is warning that if this anomaly persists, government will be compelled to wield the full force of the law against perpetrators and bring them to justice.
Please, see how you can resolve this problem. The local governments are complaining. We don't want to take laws into our hands because we feel that if we have to use all the necessary force, it might escalate and lead to unrestiveness in most of those areas where you do your business. So I want to charge you people, and I think it will not be out of place if I expect a result in the next 1 week or 2 weeks from you.
Leader of the delegation and Vice President General of Rivers State Council of Islamic Affairs, Nasir Uha, is quick to give assurances that the Muslim community will not be involved in using religion to destabilize the state. He is also pledging support of the community for the policy and program of Governor Siminalayi Fubara.
It has not happened in the history of this state that for you to have made it possible for them to celebrate this with tons of rice is something they appreciate. And it did not come after our visit. It came before our visit, telling us that there is hope. Our confidence in you is rekindled, and our confidence in your administration is wide.
We're a government that understands and feel the pulse of our people. We know that you're about celebrating your Salah, and it is important for people to eat. it is important for people to make merry. And that is why we had to surprise you people, to tell you that it is not only our own people, the Christians, that you also considered in what we're doing.
The governor has given the guarantee that he will keep channels of communication open with the Muslim community because they are critical stakeholders in governance who should enjoy the benefits of the prevailing peace to their business and worship without molestation.
You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at traditional meat sharing and preserving method. Details and more after the break. Welcome back. This is the news update on Trust TV. Here's a look at the top stories. Former Chief of Defense Staff Irabor pulls out of military in colorful ceremony as Defense Headquarters gives senior military officers till Monday to resign. A mayor of Kano pays Salah homage to Governor Abba Kabir in Government House. Now, in view of the current economic realities, some Nigerians believe that the 2023 Eid al-Adha celebration was negatively impacted. This, they say, may not be unconnected to the hike in prices of sacrificial rams and other commodities in the market. Trust TV's Ibrahim Ismail examines the impact of the economy on the celebration in Gombe State.
Eid al-Adha commemorates the Quranic tale of Prophet Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son Ismail as an act of obedience to Allah. Muslims who have the means are encouraged to sacrifice a ram as an act of worship to Allah. In this year's Eid al-Adha, Nigerians have been struggling to raise money to buy ram to sacrifice during the Salah due to soaring prices, while some Muslims who used to slaughter more than one ram have cut the numbers. Others could not afford to slaughter even a single ram.
Sakamakon cewa abubuwa duka suna cunkushe ba kudi a hannun jama'a.
The previous Salah was better than this one because of the harsh economy. I couldn't afford to slaughter a ram, but I did last year. We thank Allah.
To shine kawai sai dai mu yi Allah godiya kuma mu roki Allah ya ƙara maimaita mana. To talaka bai da abun da zai shi, ta abun laye zai yi.
One who doesn't have what to eat would rather buy food or fertilizer for his farm. That's why a lot of people couldn't afford to slaughter ram this year.
Me yafi shine kaga yawancin mutane gaskiya bana ba su samu suka layya ba.
However, despite the harsh economic conditions, many Muslims have been able to perform the sacrifice. I witnessed some improvement this year. I slaughter a cow. People are different. While some struggle to survive, others have the means. I was opportune to slaughter bigger animals this year, despite people's complaints. While delivering his Eid message, Gombe State Governor urged Nigerians to support the government for economic prosperity.
And I wish and pray that each and every one of us will continuously pray for our leaders. The president has shown capacity, has shown the will and the zeal to deliver on the challenges that are facing this country. So also the governors. Everybody must be on board for us to deliver. So I pray that we shall continuously work hard and pray that God will give us the resources, the energy, and the zeal and the passion and the determination to deliver on the challenges so that all the entire people of Nigeria, 200 million plus, and the wider West Africa and the whole at large will have peace, will have harmony, will have tranquility, so that we enjoy the lives that God has given us.
The Gombe State government has extended the Eid holiday to Friday to allow civil servants enjoy 3 days of Salah break. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Gombe.
In a similar vein, Salah celebration has come and gone, but the memory of Tareni in Sokoto still lingers. In this report, Abubakar traces the origin of the age-long tradition of sharing and preserving salamit in Sokoto.
It's Salah Day. One of the rituals of the day is the slaughtering of rams to commemorate the sacrifice made by Prophet Abraham. Here are residents of Sokoto State Metropolis processing their sacrificial lambs for consumption and distribution to the needy, neighbors, and distant relatives. This age-long tradition of roasting is known in local parlance as tarini, meaning barbecue. In each community, there is a designated spot for such tradition, and every resident is expected to bring his slaughtered lamb for tarini. This process is considered cumbersome, especially by resident communities, because it involves slaughtering the lambs or cows or any animal permitted by Islam, butchering them, fixing them to steaks, and setting up bonfire to roast them. They can remain there overnight, and when they are fully roasted, each family will remove their own and take them home. They would cut them into pieces for easy frying and eventual distribution. This tradition has remained even in the face of modernization. Some of the residents say tarini has been on for centuries.
This tradition is peculiar only to the people of Sokoto State. It has been on for centuries. During every Eid al-Kabir, we slaughtered our sacrificial animals as enshrined in the Holy Quran, and this is how we process the meat. Each family brings their slaughtered rams here. We set a bonfire and roast them, and every family has their name written on their rams for easy identification. I don't know how the tradition started. I am now over 70 years, but I only grew up to see my parents doing it. It's a good tradition with a lot of advantages.
The tradition is also seen as a unifying factor for members of the community.
Tarini brings members of the family together. It strengthens the bonds of our relationship. It makes us see ourselves as one big family.
It is also another way of preserving the meat because, according to Madam Garba Gada, any meat that undergo this process can last for over 1 year.
As I'm talking to you, there are some people who still have last year's Salah's meat.
They are also confident that the tradition will not go into extinction. Abubakar Awal Imam reporting for Trust TV.
The management of the Lekki Deep Sea Port has announced that the Rimbaud has become the first transshipment vessel to berth at the port. Making this known in a series of tweets on Friday, the port management said that the ship was operated by the CMA CGMA. Now, it stated that the vessel sailed all the way from the Far East. According to the tweet, the Nigerian Ports Authority provided marine services, adding that it was berthed at approximately 1 p.m. on Thursday afternoon. The Nigeria Customs Agency boarded the vessel and all paperwork was certified to be in order. On the foreign scene, 7 people have died and another 7 are missing after days of heavy rainfall triggered floods in and around the South African city of Durban. Local government authorities said on Friday that 6 people died in Durban and 1 in Port Shepstone, a beachside town about 120 kilometers, 75 miles to the south. According to the KwaZulu-Natal provincial government, rescue teams are still searching for more people. Authorities said that they recovered the bodies of a woman in her 20s and a teenager girl in a canal in Durban to take the death toll to 7. Authorities also said that they recovered the bodies of around 70 houses have been destroyed and more than 100 damaged in the wild weather, while more than 150 people have been left homeless. Still on the foreign scene, French President Emmanuel Macron was on Friday chaired a new crisis meeting of ministers after a third straight night of nationwide protest over the deadly police shooting of a teenager saw cars torched, shops ransacked, and hundreds arrested. The overnight unrest followed a march on Thursday in memory of the 17-year-old named Nahel, whose death has revived long-standing grievances about policing and racial profiling in France's low-income and multi-ethnic suburbs. The LEC announced Macron would cut short a trip to Brussels, where he was attending a European Union summit to chair a crisis meeting on the violence, the second such emergency talks in days. And that's it for the news update. You can watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube live stream. I am Ayuba Ila. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.